And the first item on the agenda is election of officers. So at this time, can I just take nominations? Is that okay? Need to, I'll take nominations for chairman of the school board.
Nominate Bobby Morgan.
Second.
Any other nominations? Do we need to take a vote?
Yeah, I would.
All right.
Mr. Gillum,
Yes.
Mr. Lamb,
Yes.
Mr. Morgan,
I'll abstain.
Mr. Dacus,
Yes.
Ms. Fitzhugh,
Yes.
Mr. Passeau,
Yes.
Ms. Sanders.
Yes.
All right, this time we'll take nominations for vice chair.
Make a motion for Lisa.
Ms. Lisa Fitzhugh.
Second.
Any other nominations? We'll take a vote.
Mr. Gillum,
Yes.
Mr. Lamb,
Yes.
Mr. Morgan,
Yes.
Mr. Dacus.
Yes.
Ms. Fitzhugh,
Abstain.
Mr. Passeau,
Yes.
Ms. Sanders.
Yes.
All right. And then the last thing we have to elect is the, I guess I can finish this up.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Tennessee Legislative Network Representative. Currently been held by Ms. Sanders.
Motion for Ms. Hunt.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, go ahead. I'll second.
All right.
We all
Had
second.
a motion and a second. Any other nominations? All right.
Ms.
take a vote.
Sanders,
Abstain.
Mr. Gillum,
Yes.
Mr. Lamb,
Yes.
Mr. Morgan,
Yes.
Mr. Dacus.
Yes.
Ms. Fitzhugh,
Yes.
Mr. Passeau.
Yes. She's the greatest one at it.
All right.
So you've been it for what, 20 years?
Congratulations.
Well, I'll thank y'all again for putting your trust in me and the job. I'm be happy for somebody else to come and take it one of these days if you feel like you want to do it, and I'll help you any way I can. But again, I appreciate the confidence in me. All right, we'll step to item 3, which is a moment of silence and pledge. Stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, you may be seated now. I was looking for the pad, I think it was over here. Item number 4 is the open public comment. There's no one that has written down their name, so we'll go to item number 5, which is corrections or additions to and approval of the agenda. You have a copy of the agenda. There was a change of it, which was the election of the officers that was given to you a couple of days after the first one was published. I'll seek a motion for approval of the agenda.
Make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Lamb,
I'll second.
second by Ms. Sanders. Is there any discussion on the agenda? All right, I'll ask for, or all those in favor of approval of the agenda signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. All right, the yeses have it. Item number 6 is the approval of the minutes, regular session, August 10th, 2023. Again, y'all received a copy of these in your packets. So, I'll seek a motion for approval of the minutes.
I like the motion.
Motion by Ms. Fitzhugh,
Second.
second by Ms. Sanders. Is there any, anybody want to talk about any discussion on that? All those in favor of passing or for approval of the minutes, signify by saying yes. Yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. The yeses have it and approved. It's approved. Item number 7 is a consent agenda. I'll seek a motion for approval of the consent agenda. Motion by Mr. Gillum,
Second.
second by Mr. Lamb. Any discussion? there anything you want to talk about, Director?
There was two added, well, on this consent agenda, there were two added. Jumbotron ads that we do every year was added for basketball in the gym. And then the Junior Beta Club at the middle school will be attending their convention, I think first time they've done it, in Nashville. That comes in right when our convention ends. They'll be having the Beta Club convention. And I recommend and approve those already. Just waiting for y'all's approval.
All right. Is there any discussion? All those in favor and support of the consent agenda signify by saying yes. Yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. All right, the consent agenda passes. Item number 8 is the approval of gifted agreement. I'll seek a motion for the approval of the gifted agreement.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Lamb,
Second.
second by Mr. Passau. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Is that all right, Ms. Crane? This
Yes.
is with Smith.
Yes, it's,
Can I get a motion to suspend the rules to allow Ms. Crane to speak?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Lamb and a second by Ms. Fitzhugh. All those in favor of suspending the rules signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes. Those opposed, no. All right, the rules are suspended. Please go ahead.
Okay, the gifted agreement is between the Stewart County School System and Rebecca Britt. She is a gifted endorsed teacher in Clarksville. Since we do not have a gifted endorsed teacher and we have gifted students, the state requires that we contract with someone that has that endorsement. So she consults with our teachers that have these gifted students in their classroom monthly. So
How many students does she serve?
we have 5 to 6 in the county right now. Elementary and middle. And last year, I think our fee for her was not any more than $350, $400. So it's not much,
Does
but
she,
it's something we're required to do.
what does she provide those students? Is it like a upper echelon of training for the teachers?
Yes, she meets via Zoom with the teachers that have these students in their classrooms, and she helps the special ed teachers write their IEPs appropriately, and then she consults them on instruction, curriculum,
Okay.
things like that.
And this is a renewal from last year.
Yes, it's exactly the same. It hasn't changed except the dates.
Okay.
So she's reviewing all the IEPs,
Yes, of the gifted students. Yes,
and what about the special ed?
gifted falls under the special ed
I
umbrella.
don't know the terminology, so you.
Yeah, yeah, she
Okay.
does.
All right.
This is necessary because we just can't find anybody with that certification, and in general, special ed certifications are almost getting to where they're impossible. Right now, Clarksville has 20 openings for special ed teachers, and I think Nashville's like 50 or 75, so it's a necessary evil to provide the services that we're required to do.
All right. Any other questions? I'll need I'll seek a motion to unsuspend the rules.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Lamb, second by Ms. Sanders. All those in favor of unsuspending the rules signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. All right. The rules are now back in place. Is there any more discussion about the agreement? Can I get a roll call on this?
Mr. Dacus.
Do we have a motion to approve it? Do we need that first?
Yeah, we've already had
Okay, yes.
Ms. Fitzhugh.
yes.
Mr. Passau.
Yes.
Ms. Sanders.
Yes.
Mr. Gillum.
Yes.
Mr. Lamb.
Yes.
Mr. Morgan.
Yes. All right, that passes. All right. Item number 9 is discussion and approval of policy 5.3.02 of sick leave. I'll seek a motion for the approval of the policy. Motion by Mr. Passau, second by Ms. Sanders. Now we'll have some discussion.
This is just a couple of changes to our sick leave policy to give our employees bereavement days when they have a death in the family. It allows for 3 days that would not count against their sick leave if they have to take off for a funeral. And it would be just like, we don't really have to even change the paperwork they have to do. They just have to put what type of leave they're taking, and you can take sick leave for the different things in your family. So it would be the same people, wife, husband, mother and father-in-law, close family members that fall into that. And we would be giving that to both our professional personnel and our classified personnel. So if they had an event like that in their family, it wouldn't count against them on their sick leave.
This puts us in line with all the new standards. I know there was something we talked about back in the summer.
This is just something as a school
board
board y'all would be doing for our employees. This isn't a state law or anything like that.
I know they had changed some things with the sick leave.
There had been a lot of requests for it
Yeah.
from employees, and it wasn't in policy, so I couldn't grant it. They had to burn their sick leave. And then Mr. Passat mentioned it to me again, and and we put it on the agenda for y'all to discuss, which in my opinion is the right thing to do. I know when I was in Humphreys County, when my dad passed away, I didn't have to burn sick leave to come be here.
I've had several
Right.
that has called
And we're just
me
trying to
over the
make it-
last 6 months.
Trying to
Yes.
help our employees.
Yes.
So I've been thinking about this, and I think Miss Lisa and Daryl, y'all probably remember before we did collaborative conferencing, I think this was part of it, part of the
It was.
what we talked about every year. But
Yes.
I'm glad Mr. Passot brought it up because I mean, obviously it's something we should have been doing anyway.
It's the right thing to do, I think.
It's the right thing to do. All right, is there any other discussion on it? All those in favor of passing the updated policy 5.3.0 or 5.302 sick leave, signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes. Those opposed, no. All right, the yeses have it. All right, item number 10 is discussion and approval of policy 5.305, family and medical leave. I'll seek a motion for the approval of the updated policy 5.305. Motion by Ms. Sanders,
Second.
second by Mr. Lamb. All right, discuss it.
There's just one change in this policy, and this was on recommendation from our attorney with Gallagher, 5 Points, who do a lot of work with us on our human resources. It's simply to change that to take the FMLA, it would be you're up to 12 weeks during a calendar year instead of a school year. That was just their recommendation for us to do that. It cleans things up for us keeping up with it. And so after discussion with our staff, we thought that we needed to make that change, so we're bringing that to the board.
You're doing it for a calendar year
Yes.
besides the school year? Is that?
You can only take
Get
12.
3 months or all?
Okay, well, your school year, okay, 23, 24, so the way it is now, they can take 12 weeks. They can take 12 weeks in each of in the calendar year. So if we start, let's just say July 1, they have 12 weeks in that time period,
Yeah.
from July 1 to June 30. Or from,
Gotcha.
does that make sense?
Yes.
It just makes everything cleaner. You're trying to keep up with it, and this makes it easier for us, and it makes it easier, I guess, for the employees too.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so the amount of time you take in a year doesn't change. It's just,
You still get your 12. It's just a matter
it's just a
of
matter of
where it is, falls in the
what
calendar.
year it falls in.
Any other discussion? All those in favor of the approval of policy 5.305, family and medical leave, signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes, those opposed, no. All right, yeses have it. Item number 11 is director's report.
All right, I've just got a couple of things I'd like to update you on. First of all, last board meeting, you approved the project with TRANE, the energy savings. We got word last week that the first step has been approved by EESI, the Technical Advisory Council. They met last week and approved the application, and they found the engineering documents to be in alignment with the engineering standards and calculations. So in other words, the first part of it, the technical part, has been approved. Now the next step, the full council meets next week, and they will either approve or deny our application for the loan. I don't see there being any roadblocks. It's usually just a formality. And then after, if it's approved then we will be presenting and asking the county commission to allow the money to be borrowed. That's my first thing. Then a reminder to y'all that if we have the fall district meeting coming up on Monday the 25th, and I think there's 3 of us going, and so we're looking forward to that. And then I'm sure everybody knows that November 16th through 19th is the TSBA annual convention. And I guess we have everybody registered for that that's going, correct?
I need to know if
Okay. Is there anybody not going? That's all I have, Mr. Chair.
All right. Item number 11 or 12 is announcements. Does any board member have anything they want to talk about?
I've been hearing good things about schools, principals, teachers. Very nice compliments from everyone.
I don't want to jinx us, and I'm not trying to interrupt you, but we've had a very good start to the school year.
I've been hearing really
There's
positive.
bumps every year, and nothing's ever perfect, but I'm very pleased.
It's a very positive
Atmosphere.
A lot of times when you don't hear anything, you think of good news, but when you actually ran into someone at the grocery store, or you see someone and they tell you how good the schools are going, from parents and teachers as well. So, just wanted to pass along.
Does anybody have anything else? Then I'll seek a motion for adjournment. Motion by Ms. Sanders, second by Ms. Fitchie. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Those opposed, no. We're adjourned.
Right.